I just want to really quickly apologize to anyone that was annoyed by the music that was playing. Before we had started shooting, we didn't know that the lo-fi was still playing. But once we were done, we wasn't trying to reshoot it. Um, yeah, it was it because it took a bit. But don't worry, it'll be sorted out within the next videos. And again, this is the first time me doing this stuff, so um, yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed the episode and tune in for the next one. Peace. Oh shoot, YSM got a new job coming up soon. Definitely gonna have to tap in with that. What's they got going on over here? What the hell? Duke Dennison feels he's a father. I thought that nigga had like 3 kids. My fault, y'all. I didn't even introduce myself. If you're hearing this right now, welcome to the first installment of the Nova Show podcast. I appreciate you for being here. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. This is my first official real posting of anything, and I am really, really excited for this. I made this podcast for a plethora of reasons, and this video is kind of like a little origin, as well as, I guess, a introduction to me and what I want this podcast to be and who I am. And again, I'm Denova Otley. This is the Nova Show. While we're here, I want to cover what will take place on the podcast, outside the podcast, because we got a lot of stuff that's going on over here. Our main thing will be interviews. The podcast will be used to interview entrepreneurs and give them a chance to show off their brand and talk more about their business, and hopefully in hopes to promote it further to become something that thrives and something special. I also want to end up conversing with people that already have well-going businesses, active businesses, to be able to give insight into how they started their stuff and just things of that nature. And we definitely will have some exciting guests coming up on the show, because I already have some lined up for you, so don't worry. But when I'm not hosting interviews, which majority of the content on here will be interviews, but what if I'm not hosting interviews, there will be coverage of current events as well as social media coverage. Like Streamer University, we definitely gonna be covering things like that. I heard Kai Cenat is supposed to be coming out with a Total Drama Island cross. We're gonna see how that shows, because he said it's gonna be coming out in a few years though, so it ain't gonna be no time soon. But they also got a pool party coming up June 7th, and he's probably going to be streaming that too, so that'd be dope. But I also have a YouTube channel that we will be posting content on, such as reactions, vlogs, things of that nature. So make sure y'all tap in with that. It'll be The Nova Show YouTube channel on YouTube. So please make sure you check out that and subscribe. Because we'll be definitely posting highlights of interviews and all types of stuff over there, trying to promote the brand and whatnot. As far as me, again, I wanted to use this video as an introduction to me as well. So I am Denova Otley. I am Trinidadian African American. I was not born in PG County, but I was raised in PG County, Maryland, and I just graduated early from Bowie High School while completing classes over at Prince George's County Community College, and I will be attending Morgan State University in the fall to study psychology. I've done an array of things. I've been captain of the step team, I model, I played the drums, but this right here is something that I really want to become known for, because this is special to me. I wanted to make this in dedication. This whole show is in dedication to my great-grandmother, my late great-grandmother, Grandma Joyce. She passed a few years ago, around March 2023. She was amazing. I used to live with her, and through a lot of the conversations that we had, I had one conversation where I made this promise to her. I said, Grandma, I'm going to be rich one day. And I fully intend on keeping that promise. I really, and I'm gonna keep this, and I want to note that this is my first real time recording myself to be posted, and not just it being something for me for fun. So please forgive me for anything that I mess up on, any words that I splurge on, because Lord knows that trying to figure out everything I'm going to say to y'all how to fill time is definitely something that I'm going to have to work on, because I'm not used to it. But I'm also excited for y'all to see that journey whenever it comes to me and my growth as a content creator. I am officially a content creator, and that really makes me feel good. And I'm really excited to be hosting the interviews on here, because I really want this to end up being something that people are able to enjoy through and through their whole experience, through their watching, through their listening, through being on the podcast. I want this to be something that you're able to think about, and it'll put a smile on your face. I know that we will be covering, whenever we're covering our current events, we will be covering heavy topics sometimes, and we will also keep it light and airy as much as possible with the social media content. But I also want this to be something that helps people grow their skills whenever it comes to interviews, because I want this to be something that helps the community. I want this to be something that thrives. But yeah, I want this to be something that inspires people to inspire people, and I want to help others, all people that come on my podcast to be interviewed, to help them talk about their brand, especially people that don't necessarily know how to express what it is that they're doing. I know that I don't always have the right words to be able to express what it is that I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm trying to say, and the ideas that I have, but they're there. And I've always wanted someone to be able to support me and promote me, push me to do these great things. Luckily, I do. I have a village behind me, and they're honestly the ones that push me to be here right now. I wouldn't be doing any of this without them. But yeah, definitely. So through the solo content, we'll definitely be covering government issues as well as news that comes up. And through the social content, the social media content, we'll be covering songs, events that happen, big events like Met Gala, Shamir University, things of that nature, and just having a time trying to make this a kickback spot whenever we're not in the nitty and gritty of the businesses and the government. And with that being said, I hope that was a cool little overview of what I want the Nova Show to turn into. Please allow me to reintroduce the show to y'all, because if you're here, you are officially gaining the warm welcome to the very first installment of the Nova Show. Thank you for being here. I also want to now switch over and introduce someone that is very, very, very important to everything that we have going on here. He will be helping me behind the scenes, and y'all will definitely be seeing him more and more. He will also be conversing with me during the media reactions and the government issues topics as well. My best friend, and trust, y'all will grow to love him as well. He is an amazing artist and will be studying graphic design and fine arts over at Morgan State University with me in the fall. Y'all may not know him, but y'all will get to know him. I love him. My best friend, Mason Hunt.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? I really want y'all to get to know him because he will be behind the scenes helping me with editing, with hosting interviews, all types of things, and he will be here constantly. So yeah, how are you, Mace?
I'm good. Happy to be here. Happy to be a part of the Nova Show.
That's good.
I really love the name. I really love this name.
I appreciate it. I wanted to try and switch over and do a little segment now that probably won't be in any other episode, quite frankly, but a little Q&A for me. That way y'all can get to know me through questions that Mason has picked out that I have never heard before. So yeah, Mace, I guess let's get to it. What's up?
Time for me to put my AP research skills to use. Okay. Okay. So I have my questions. I'm reading them off my phone. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at the questions. Right. So first question I have, are there any specific kind of businesses that you want to help spotlight, like local businesses, startups, or just like niche businesses, or is it more towards like everybody?
In terms of promotion for the podcast and for the businesses that come onto the podcast, promotion-wise, I would want to mainly be promoting businesses that are trying to start up, that are still small, but have a following, and as people that are invested in their work. I want them to be able to showcase their brand and their skills and to feel seen and special whenever they come on the show. But I definitely would love to get bigger brands and bigger businesses to come on the podcast, and not even just businesses like actors and singers, because they are brands themselves. They brand themselves through their artwork, through their music and stuff like that. I also want to get them on the podcast to be able to share inspiration and share how they built what they have and try to inspire people to try and build something else for themselves like we're trying to do.
Okay, so my next question. So, is there any specific way that you find and select the businesses or just the people you're gonna have on your show?
Without giving away too many of the methods, I say I look for businesses that do what they do, but do it in their own unique way. I'm completely fine with interviewing singers, with interviewing clothing brands, with interviewing all types of people. But for you to be able to get on the show, you have to be able to, one, show that you're committed to your brand and wanting to build it and grow as a person and with your business, and two, show that you're essentially not worth being on here, but you have that uniqueness to you that will make people want to listen to you. And there are some people that have that uniqueness to them, and their business will be so unique, they just don't know how to express themselves or market themselves or promote themselves for them to be able to shine.
Okay, so next is who do you, I know you touched on it a little bit before, but hopefully you can expand. Who exactly is your target audience?
And okay, it comes back to the categories in which I want the podcast to be able to shine, as promotion, empowerment, as well as being a calm kickback, a calm conversational spot. So in terms of the promotions, in terms of the interviews, the entrepreneurships, and even whenever it comes to the government news and stuff like that, I want to be able to promote businesses to other businesses as well as to masses, so that they can get tapped in with, and people will start buying their stuff, listening to their stuff. But I also I genuinely want to inspire people in high school to go start filming videos of just how their classes are going in between classes and stuff. They doing dumb stuff in the hallways, or they got clubs that they're in and they want to film what their clubs are doing. I want to inspire everyone. My goal is to inspire anyone that thinks that they can do something great, because everyone that is capable of doing something great just needs someone to believe in them and someone to push them. I want my podcast to be able to push people to, one, share their greatness and find their greatness, and two, bring people on to have them help show people that there's genuinely a lot of ways that you can promote yourself, you can make money, you can build a brand for yourself. You just have to be willing to take that leap to go get it and stay consistent with it, because staying consistent will be the thing that separates you from the rest, that shows your uniqueness, and hopefully one day gets you on the show or makes you want to come on the show.
That's amazing. So next I have so I know a couple of the challenges that you've had, like, behind the scenes of trying to get this together. But for the people who may see this episode and may be inspired, like you want to start doing the same thing, what has been the most challenging part of trying to get this podcast off the ground?
Realistically, it's between the equipment expenses. Realistically, my fault. For me, it's between the expenses and the script writing, because I'm not used to having to fill time through talking. I'm not even really used to giving long speeches or anything like that. So to have to write scripts and be able to come up with different ideas for different episodes for the podcast, that has been a bit of a challenge. It has been one of the bigger challenges for me, as well as the fact that I'm just starting this, and this is something that I didn't necessarily plan to start. So I don't have all of the equipment needed to be able to start it the way I wanted to. My computer recently broke, and I'm in the processes of getting a new one, but I'm still trying to push out this content and film stuff for y'all. So yeah, I guess expenses and creative material.
Well, even with the challenges, you're doing amazing.
I appreciate that.
So, are there any other like business podcasts or anything that you looked at that inspired you to start this?
I'll keep it a bug. One of my biggest inspirations in terms of podcast style, I guess, or like just people that I watched that had me thinking that podcasts were cool, was the Dopest Yola podcast, or the Dopest Usual podcast, hosted by a man named by the name of Dopest Yola, as well as the NPR How I Built This, where they actually interview entrepreneurs. They both of their content. Guy Raz, he's the one that runs. He's the host of How I Built This for NPR. Both of their content, the way that they do research on their interviewee, for lack of better terms, and the way that they trying to make the person that they're talking to feel comfortable and want to share what it is that they're talking about. I truly hope that I'm able to emulate that through my interviews, and even through my solo work. I want this to be something that people enjoy watching and that people have fun have fun watching and listening to.
So now, I know we talked earlier about like you're open to literally anyone who is pretty much about their business, about their brand or anything, and you weren't discriminating over what type of business it is, what type of brand it is.
Mm-hmm.
But just for the future, let's take the Nova Show into the future a little bit. Do you have any dream like guests? Do you have any dream guests or like businesses that you would want? Like, just you could throw out any for real.
Honestly, if I could have anyone in the world on the show to talk to them about their brand and or business, I can't even lie, and this I don't know how this is gonna sound, but I think we'd want to interview Michael B. Jordan, especially with Sinners, and it was an amazing movie, and I would definitely love to ask him just about his work and about the different things that he's done to try and build himself up while still staying versatile in the media world, because he does a lot. And I would also love to interview Shaq, because that man be going on side quests. Okay, yo, the amount of fast food restaurants that this nigga owns is actually convincing. Do your research on Shaq and his side quests.
Now, for the podcast, I know you said majority of it is going to be interview style, like one-on-ones with these businesses and brands. But would you ever, or do you plan to ever make series out of different kinds of interviews?
Oh yeah, actually, I have like a couple, I guess, concept ideas for different categories. I guess there is on NPR on their How I Built This podcast that they their playlist that they post on YouTube. They have like Food Week. I would love to do categorized style interviews for that, like come out on a weekly basis, to be able to showcase different types of businesses in a specific category, to like focus on them for a period of time. That would definitely be dope.
Can't wait to hear about all the food places that you're gonna eventually take me to, because we both know I don't drive.
Lord.
Now, to the name, to the logo. You know, I already told you I love the logo. I love the logo with the name. How did you come up with the name?
It was. No, yeah. I actually have to give props to my uncle, because he helped me think of branding my name. He helped me while brainstorming the different types of names that I guess we're thinking about using for the podcast. We were going through and seeing what names had already been taken, and as we were going through, he had mentioned, he was like, Is there any podcast named The Nova Show? And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And I looked it up, and I mean, I kind of knew that there wasn't going to be any podcast named The Nova Show, because I think I don't know, this may be inaccurate, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in the world with my name, because you see it right there. It just seems so unique. We love it, The Nova. It just rolls off the tongue. But yeah, so okay, cut. What was the question?
Question was, how did you choose the name?
Yeah. So So I probably have to give it up to my uncle. He definitely helped me a lot, especially like I definitely loved picking out my designs and stuff. And whenever I came to me designing it, I did all that. But I have to give him props with that name. He came in clutch, and props to my father and my mom's because they gave me my name. But yeah.
Okay. So my next question I got for you is, let me find it. So I know we did talk about like a dream, like guest, and getting back towards like where you want the show to go in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like wildest dreams. Where do you see this? Where do you see the Nova Show in 5 years?
Where do I see the Nova Show in 5 years with my wildest dreams, or where do I see it realistically? Because I give you a wildest dreams. I give you both. Realistically, in 5 years, I see myself probably still in college, doing in-person interview, doing a mix of in-person and virtual interviews, and just I don't know. I see myself in the same way I see this first interview going. Or I see how the first interview went. Because at its core, I really want to be able to give everyone an equal opportunity to showcase all of the same things and anything that they can think of to be able to make their episode on the show unique to them, unique for them. So yeah.
Okay. Now, I just came up with this question. This is not on my list of pre-approved questions. But,
okay.
As you know, as you said earlier, we're going to college. We're about to be at Morgan. Go Bears.
Of course. Yes.
How do you think you being in college is going to like shape this podcast? Because not even in the sense that like along with like schoolwork or whatever, and this podcast is going to be like a time management thing, but off of that, how do you just think the college experience is going to help shape this podcast?
I'm really excited for the ability to be able to I guess start this college experience and start this podcast around the same time, because college is essentially college for me is going to be knowledge and content. Okay, that's it. That's what I want to get out of college. I want to get as much knowledge as possible, get my degree, and I want to I want to have as much fun as possible while doing so. And a part of that will be grinding with the podcast, and especially with, we're gonna have vlogs, especially with the vlogs over on the YouTube channel, the Nova Show YouTube channel. Go check it out. But yeah, I definitely I think that being in college will open up doors for me to be able to get people onto the podcast, as well as promote the podcast for myself and get more listeners. And just it'll recently, as everything's been started to go, and as we've been leading up to this, our first episode, I've been saying that the podcast is going to be good stress. I really, really hope that while doing this podcast, it continues to just be good stress, because this is all for me, and I want to make it something great.
Really, really good answers. You're really good at this whole like interviewing thing. Now, now my last question.
Last question. Okay.
Come on, last question. If I think of one while you answer, I might ask. But Like, as far as the type of business owner / brand you want to be, because like you said, people essentially can brand themselves no matter what they're doing. If they do anything, if they create anything, they're essentially branding themselves. So you creating the DeNova Show, or DeNova Show, my bad. It's like the show is a brand, but you're also branding yourself. So where do you want to take yourself as a brand? Not just the show, but yourself.
I want to try and build a legacy that, if done right, is able to live on past me, but while doing it will be a chronicle of all of the ideas that I can come up with, as many ideas as I can get off the ground as possible. Because I do know that there was a point in time where I wanted to make a clothing brand, and I still have designs in my hard drives of clothing brand ideas. That may be something that we start. And we may, if I say something that the people love, I may try and make it a catchphrase and put that on the shirt. I don't know. I see myself now as a content creator. I don't only see myself as that, but that is another moniker that I hold. Hopefully, as this grows, as the DeNova Show grows, it can become something that I'm truly proud of, more than I already am. And I want to have fun. I want to have fun chronicling my life. And I think the brand, be the best way to do it.
Well, that was my last question. But before I completely wrap up my little segment in this, I would just like to say I'm very proud of you. You know.
Thank you.
I see how passionate you are about this, like how hard you're working to start this, get it off the ground, and it's very inspiring. It's gonna make me it makes me want to start doing my own stuff, like outside of just like sitting in my room and playing on my PlayStation.
Thank you, Mace.
No problem.
But so yeah, you don't have any more questions?
Nope.
I bet. Well, folks, with that being said, this has truly been the first official installment of DeNova Show. And again, I want to say thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you're hearing this means that you listened through the entire podcast, and for that, thank you. In doing all of the YouTube content creator shit, please, if you can, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Keep following the podcast, and please be sure to tune in for the next episode where we will be hosting the first interview. And I promise y'all are not gonna want to miss that. And shit, if y'all go back, y'all may see a sneak peek at the beginning of the video, but y'all didn't hear that from me. But yeah, with that, this has been the first episode of DeNova Show. Tune in back for more. Peace.